Our Black Friday sales live right now, 25% off the entire site, all of our handmade leather goods, including all the new stuff that we released. And if you're confused maybe what to get your guy or gal, we made a little buying guide to explain all of our products and what ones you might want to get for certain hobbies and types of people. So check them out below. It's finally time to get to some real hunting boots. You know, people have been asking for literally years, like, where's the hunting boot series? You do all these series of all these boots, you do all these like fancy handmade boots, but most dudes that are hunting in boots don't hunt in traditional like heritage style boots. They hunt in modern hunting boots, which are a completely different class of boots. And two of the luckiest of all time in my two employees, Taylor and Melvin, drew the craziest tag of all time. They put in together, which decreases your chances because the way that drawing tags work, at least in Utah, is there's your general season that you have like a 50-50 chance of getting at this point. There's your limited entry, which takes, you know, anywhere from 15 to 20 years to draw that tag, you know, because every year you attempt to get that tag, you get a point. Every time you don't get the tag that you put in for the tag, you get a point. And every year you slowly rank up those points. And a lot of times each of those limited entry hunts go to whoever has the most points. And then on top of the limited entry is once in a lifetime. And those hunts can take anywhere from like 20 to 25 to like 35 years. Like there's some regions here in Utah, like the Henry Mountain deer tag it took my dad like, I think like 28 years to draw. And these two drew, I think it's a Beaver East bull elk tag together. Melvin had 0 points. Taylor, I think, had 3. And so they drew completely random because half of those tags go to people that have max points or the most points, and the other half is just random draw. So you always have a chance every time you put it in to potentially randomly draw. But to keep it interesting and fun, I think, and to keep it somewhat fair, they give half the tags to just random draws. So that it keeps it fun, keeps it interesting, and like younger people can get tags. You know, you don't have to wait your whole life to get one of those once in a lifetime tags. I drew my big bull elk tag on, I think I had like 8 points. No, I probably had like 10 points. And I got a big old bull. He scored like 375. And yeah, so those two dudes, luckiest dudes of all time. I thought I was lucky drawing at like 10 points. They drew together with like collectively 3 points. It's nuts. So it's a perfect opportunity to get to the hunting boots series. And so we can all, hopefully we're gonna get a bunch of the boots like Scarpa, Zamberlin, Kinnetrek, Crispy, like the top hunting boots. And hopefully we'll be able to wear them this fall and do a big video, who makes the best hunting boots. And there's one brand who's a very small hunting boot brand, but I've heard a lot about. And I've actually followed them on social media for years. I have some of their insoles. I like what they do because they really focus on foot health, which is so rare, especially in any kind of boot, but especially like the hunting boots. Because if you've ever gone on a hunt or you just start getting into hunting or you're buying your first mountain boot, almost always they're like, buy it really tight and it's gonna pack out. And I feel like it's the worst possible thing you could do, because if it doesn't pack out, your feet are squished in there, giving you blisters, wearing out your feet. And Lathrop Sons really focuses on like the foot health first. And they do full custom like shaped boots with custom orthotics, custom widths, everything's like custom made. So got myself a custom pair. You know, these boots are like over $1,000 when you get a custom pair. And all these boots, these hunting boots, are like $600-700. They're up there with like the handmade boot prices. And so we're starting off strong with a custom pair of Lathrop Sons. And a little NAF knife. And speaking of hunt, we got us some Midland surprise. First, what knife? NAF knife, local Utah company. Gotta support the bros. And they just keep sending us all these really cool knives, so it's fun to unbox them. Big care kit, the dissection diagram there. And this knife, I love it, a little Kydex belt strap. What do you call these? Like holsters? Look at that little thing. That's so cool. And I like, because these are basically just like giant Chicago screws that they put this together with. Nice. I don't know what this handle is, but it's cool. Whoever edits this video will tell you right here what this handle is. Ooh, you can swap out the Chicago screws for black Chicago screws. Comes with a Kydex handle or holster. Pretty slick. If you want one of these NAF knives, put links below. Eventually, we're gonna have so many of these NAF knives that we're just gonna start giving away. So get signed up for that. Email this below, because that's who we give out all the free stuff to on occasion. Also, spoiler alert, I already had tried these on because it's not just custom fit, like it is about as custom, like you think the Pacific Northwest boots make custom boots. This is a whole other process. Look at that. Because the process is insane for the custom boots. Because the first thing they have you do is they send you these footprint carbon sheets where you put your weight on the sheets, it puts your footprint down, and then what he does, Steven, I think the owner of Lathrop Sons, at least the CEO, he'll take those imprints and he'll look and see like, well, how much pressure is he putting on this knuckle? Is he leaning more on his outside or his inside? Is he super wide? Is he got any like weird like bunions or I don't know what all the hammer toes, stuff like that. And then he also has you send pictures of your feet in. So like side profile, top down, from the back, from the side. And here's the thing, he was about to send feet pics to people. I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm not sending my pics to anybody for free. And so I told Steven, he's like, you have to send me a picture of your feet. I was like, okay. So I sent him pictures of my feet with socks on. He's like, no, I need to see how your arch is and where your pressure is. And I was like, I'm not sending the photos. What if we FaceTime? He's like, let's FaceTime. And so we ended up FaceTiming. I FaceTimed my feet, and he got a kick out of it because, you know, he's like, why don't you show me your feet? Because, you know, he's a boot dude. He's got history in orthotics, and his dad, I believe, was a podiatrist, and he was in the podiatry world his whole life. And so with him, he's like, it's just feet. It's like a doctor. When you're like, oh, I don't want to show this doctor my wiener. That doctor's seen 1,000 wieners in a month. It's nothing new. But he got a kick out of it. He was fun about it. And I was like, I'm not showing you my feet. And he's like, come on, I'm not going to even sell them. But it is important because I learned just from him sending in sock photos and what his feedback was compared to the FaceTime photos. It was like a full-on like half an hour conversation. Oh, I can see you put more pressure here. This ankle's rolled in a little bit more. You got a little pronation here, a little supination here. Well, you got some pressure over here. Your feet are a little bit more narrow, but you know, it's just like fully was like, and because obviously I'm into the footwear world, and so a little bit hyper fixated on foot health and how boots fit me, and so I'm very particular, and I feel like I know what's wrong with my feet and my like posture and like how it all works. And I didn't tell him anything, and he pretty well told me exactly what I think my uniqueness is with my gait and my posture, my foot posture and everything. And then you get the boots. And once you get the boots, you call him back again, put them on, and he walks you through like, okay, this is how you lace them up. This is what you're feeling. This is what you need to be doing. And now I'm going to have you like stand on a curb. I'm going to have you swing your arms. You're feeling for any movement here. You're feeling for this. So it's a full-on custom fit process. And I was honestly kind of blown away by it because, you know, you see these custom processes and a lot of these brands are like, yeah, we custom fit. And then they're just like, most of the time they barely use any of your information to make custom boots. And I'm not calling out anyone specifically, but we've all seen it with any custom fit thing. It's a lot of times it's just an upsell, but this was like truly custom fit. So much so, actually, and this is my custom fit pair, but I asked them to send me a standard pair in this exact size because I want to actually know how different does it feel from a stock pair of boots to the custom pair of boots, because the custom pairs are like twice the price, and so I'm going to really figure out, is it actually custom fit or is it not? But after like putting them on stuff, I'm like, these feel pretty custom fit. But we still got to check. We still got to keep them accountable. So now, we got to do the walkie-talkies first. I forgot about the walkie-talkies. Before we get to the unboxing, let me show you these, because since those two of my employees drew such rare tags, we're going to do an elk camp down there where as many of the employees as I can convince to come. We're gonna do a big camp, we're gonna do a big bonfire, I'm gonna take down all my RC cars and planes, we're just gonna goof off, play some games, bring some guns down, do some shooting, just have a great time on the hunt. And so we thought we'd try to turn it into kind of a bigger like hunt camp, try to get some sponsors, try to get some like cool gear for the guys to show you guys and for us to use and actually do some field reviews. So what do we have? GMRS two-way radios. And these are nice radios. All growing up, I only used cheapo like $30 radios. They'd like bug out half the time. So they sent us quite a few actually. So we've got, looks like these are like maybe, yeah, these look like you're a 38 miles, gosh. Up to 38 miles. 22 channels, 28 pre-programmed privacy channels, waterproof, 10 call tones. Oh, it even has animal calls. That's hilarious. It's got a siren. This one has 36 channels, so this must be the most affordable one. More your entry-level walkie-talkies. Okay. This looks like it's your next step up. More channels, a little bit stronger across the board, more weather resistant, more hardy. And then top tier, these bad boys. Noise canceling, waterproof, repeater capable. 99 channels, good Lord. 4-hour rapid charge. Yeah, these are nice. I've wanted some nice radios my whole life, so I'll be stealing two of these. The employees will probably hand out the rest, but I'm keeping at least one of these. Because radios are make or break when it comes to hunting, because if you do the same kind of hunting I do, where it's more spot and stock style hunting, where you'll be glassing a hillside, like from across the canyon, like, oh shit, there's like a big bull right there, let me radio Taylor. Hey Taylor, if you sneak up from the bottom here, the wind's blowing this direction, I think you can crest over this ridge, get a nice shot across. And if you can't communicate because your radios are crappy or they don't have enough range or the batteries are dead, you will literally ruin your entire hunt. And so like radios are one of the most vital parts of hunting. And they're just nice to have. Like I have like a few emergency radios because I live, I'm from the country. Keep in mind, I'm from like country. And I live downtown and it's a bit much for me. And I get a little paranoid. And so I have like my food storage up in my rafters, just in case, you never know. Puts my mind at ease. I've got some long distance radios to my brother down. He's not quite as much in the city as me, so if anything ever really happens, I'm like, come save me, please. I'm stuck downtown. Look at these, oh my gosh, these are so nice. How much are these? Available on Amazon too. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, GXT 1050s are about 90 bucks, B&H, Walmart. So still a nice high quality radio even for the most cheap ones, most affordable ones. TV5 VP3. Step up is, oh, these are $90 too. Okay, so relatively the same price. I wonder why these ones seem like they're a better radio. I wonder why they're aren't more money. And then these bad boys, the GXT Pro 67. I bet they're pricey. Ooh, 4.8 stars, 200 bucks. So it's like 100 bucks per radio essentially. But these are definitely the nicest radios that I've ever even got close to touching. Ooh, these are gonna be fun. So we'll do a quick update during the hunt. We've got some hunt content coming out where we're gonna do like gear dumps. We're gonna do like on-site reviews. We're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. So support those videos because it'd be so fun to do more like field testing of stuff and more real-world applications of a lot of the stuff that we're reviewing. And the only way we can convince brands to send us stuff is your guys' support. So if you want to see that kind of content, support us. Now for the Lathrop Sons. After all that back and forth, sending feet pics back and forth, let's see what we got. Comes with a nice little booklet. Comes with your fit sheet. Comes with my feet pics. Just kidding, you wish. Please call when you get these so we can confirm fit. You know, just full care guide. I love it. Yes. Like I said, I've already seen these because I had to try them on. Look at these. I love the green and red. I was telling Steven, I was like, oh, I love the colors you guys chose. I actually didn't see what was in here. What is this? Look at that nice wide toe box. But yeah, these mountain boots are a whole different game than anything we've ever covered on the channel. Because I also wanted to get to the point where we're actually going to cover them the right way and be able to actually test them and show you guys. Because these are a performance shoe, or boot. More performance than basically any other boot that we've reviewed, and at least I can remember. Because these are specific job-built hunting boots. You can see I got all these little cutouts here, give you a little bit of flex. But the whole point of these boots is they're really, really rigid because you don't want when you're stepping and you got a 100-pound pack full of deer or elk meat, and you're stepping and your shoe collapses and you have no support, it's all going into your legs, all into your ankles, and it wears you out super fast. And so for these big mountain boots, not only is it good for packing stuff out to give you that support, but also when you're hiking around. So every time you take a step, instead of wearing out that calf, wearing out your foot, you almost use this boot as a cantilever to propel you forward. It's honestly the same as like the running shoes that you see now that have those carbon fiber plates that propel you forward. Exact same concept, but with hunting boots. You see all the reliefs here, fully gusseted tongue. You've got your little softer leather up through here to give you a little bit more flex at the back of your ankle. You have this little flex point right there that just kind of collapses in so you don't get a pinch point there. This rubber bumper runs all the way around. Vibram outsole. You got a little cut out right here where this like permanent kiltie is so that it flexes a lot easier. And they just look cool. I love these boots. I think they turn out so sick. They have so many weird little unique features too. Like your first eyelet is just your typical D-ring eyelet, and then the 3 next are ball bearing eyelets, so these laces flow really, really well. So instead of having to tighten up every single one of these, like you do with most boots, all you do is you basically do what you probably do with your regular boots that have speed hooks. You just cinch them up. And since there's ball bearings, it tightens all up at once. You don't have to sit there and tighten every single one. And then another type of eyelet right there. This is a cinch style eyelet where when you put the lace in there, it goes to a point. So when you pull it tight, it squeezes it down. And so that locks in your lower part of your boot. And then, and so that way you can have different tension on your forefoot as you do up your ankle, up your shin. And that eyelet right there separates the tension. So you can have a little bit looser up here or tighter down there, vice versa. And when you're lacing them, you pull that tension tight, put it through those tight speed hooks, and then you can lace up the rest a lot easier. So like every square inch of this is very well thought out. But we haven't got the other boots yet. You know, we don't have the other ones, so it's hard to really compare to see how unique everything is, how different it is. And that's why I'm really curious, because a lot of times these small companies will outbeat these multi-million-dollar companies because they can do it small, they can do it precise, they can do the custom fittings, where these giant corporations, they just like send massive amounts of boots. We just gotta make them general, gotta make them fit most people. It's like the difference between a Chevy Corvette, super fast, arguably one of the fastest cars per dollar spent that you can ever buy in all of history, versus a handmade Lambo or Ferrari. You know, it's completely different games. Chevy's trying to sell massive amounts, super fast, super easy, fast cars, performance, but they're not custom, and you miss a lot of those custom things, everything across the board, versus like a nice hand-built Lamborghini. It's the whole intention is that they're hand-built. They're just lower quantities to make higher performance vehicles. Same idea with these boots, I think, but we'll see. I haven't seen the other ones yet. So, pretty cool boots, huh? Let's try them on. I already tried them on because I did that custom fit, but I'll bring you guys along for the ride. What am I wearing? Wearing my twill pants from Huckberry, my Asics, the Gino collaboration with Asics. This is gonna be like 3 videos because I record like 3 in a row today, so I'm wearing this like the same fit. So sorry, people are like, oh, you quit talking about this. I'm like, I recorded them in 1 day. Like, I'm not spending the time to switch shoes for every single one of these videos when I got a busy day. So, oh, and I'm wearing the wrong socks actually. I'm wearing Kaja socks. It's another local Utah company. So these socks are a little on the thin side for what I actually wear. And these I'd wear a medium weight wool sock, but I think the effect will be the same. So this is exactly, I'm gonna show you exactly what I meant. So right now, you know, I've got it tied to about where I want it to be. So I just take my knot there and I just cinch that down. See how it cinches all the way down? You can see the little movement in the laces. That's because of those ball bearings. And then once you got the tension you want, then all you do is you try to get my head out of the way, wrap it under to those locking speed hooks, like that. And now it's, in theory, locked in. You know, if you flex, it's gonna, well, actually it didn't loosen up. So once those are tight in there, they actually hold really, really well. Then you can lace this a lot softer, a lot less tight, a lot looser, that's what I meant. So now I'm super tight on my instep and over my top of my foot. And then on my shin, pretty loose. And that's because of those cinching eyelets.
So when I actually stand in these, you can see they're pretty, you know, they're definitely like big shoes. I'm trying to like lean back so you can see this. You know, big, chunky. And the coolest thing about this is during the fit process, you know, I was like, okay, we'll see. You know, like I have a very specific like of shoes where I like having plenty of wiggle room in my toes, but I like my foot pretty secure in there, especially in the heel. And so I thought, okay, for a mountain boot, I'm not gonna have any wiggle room. But honestly, these feel a lot more like a barefoot style shoe because they're custom fit for what my needs are and what my foot shape is. And so I've got plenty of wiggle room. I can wiggle my toes back and forth. The actual ball of my foot, I got a little bit of wiggle room, but that's because I'm wearing thinner socks. And then all the rest is perfectly locked in. And I haven't even hiked in these yet. And so they still feel a little bit clunky. They still feel big. They're not broken in yet, and there's still too much slop through here. But once I really start hiking in these and that leather starts to compress and fold and take the shape of my foot, I think they're gonna be perfect. But we'll see, because I'm gonna have Lathrop Sons. I'm gonna ask them very nicely to send me a pair of regular 11s to see what I actually feel the difference. Is it a big difference? Is it a small difference? Because even just to show you, Steven was like, hey dude, I think one of your legs is probably shorter than the other. I was like, what are you talking about? And he had me do a couple tests. He's like, yeah, I think your right leg is a little bit shorter. I'm like, have I just been running in circles my whole life without knowing it? So to fix that, he also included a little bit of a lift in the heel, just a little bit. And so I'll really see how that feels too, because I'm really curious if that will solve some of the problems that I feel in every hike I do or every boot I try to break in. I'm really curious to see if I feel a difference, because if I actually have that much of a shorter leg, I'll be putting those wedges in everything. So pretty freaking sick. I'm really excited for this series. I think we'll really be able to tell the big picture of the entire hunting boot world, especially now that we're bigger. We've got the new shop. We've got all your guys' support of the collaborations this year is how we're able to buy $1,000 boots just to destroy, to see who actually makes the best one. It's only because you guys' support of our leather goods that we make here and our collaborations this year, because we launched a lot, and it's because we have big plans. We were trying to do big things, and you guys showed up and supported all those collaborations. So thank you guys. That's how we're able to keep pushing, because you can't just buy $6,000 worth of shoes and hope that you're gonna make the money back. It's just, with YouTube and how tough it actually is to make money on YouTube, the only way we can do this entire thing is with your guys' support. So thank you guys, that's what I'm getting at. Stay tuned. The hunt starts in a couple weeks, but you probably won't see the content for, I don't even know when you're gonna see this. The content's coming out at some point, and check out Lathrop Sons. So that's it for at least the preliminary unboxing initial wear. We'll really see. I'll keep you guys updated with this, because this is a really interesting project to me. So check these out below. Check out the Midland Walkie Talkies. Looks like they make some really cool stuff. We got gear reviews of that coming out soon. Check out, what else we plug? NAF knives, basic shoes, Huckberry pants, Kubla Khan merch. So thank you guys. I'm excited for this one. I'm recording this unboxing before I need to, because I want to get where it needs to get them really broken in. So thank you guys for all your support. We literally couldn't do it without you. So see ya.